Thursday Night Football. Under the lights, prime time, and the NFC West is on fire. San Francisco, Los Angeles. Two 3-1 teams collide, but only one is taking the money tonight. Let's break it down. Welcome back to the Split Labs channel, the home for betting data, sharp money insights, and our one-of-a-kind playbook tool. If this video helps you, smash subscribe, hit the like button, and head to splitlabs.net to get everything you're seeing on this screen before kickoff. Use code YouTube for 50% off your first month. Winners only. Thursday Night Football is here, and the NFC West takes center stage. The San Francisco 49ers, the Los Angeles Rams. Both teams come in at 3-1, but the injuries, the money, and the numbers are pointing us in one direction. Let's find the edge. So let's start with the basics. Both of these teams are 3-1, and on paper, it looks like a heavyweight fight. But if you've watched San Francisco the past couple weeks, you know something's off. Brock Purdy has been battling a toe injury. He's been limited in practice, and if he can't go, Kyle Shanahan has to roll out Mac Jones. Jones has talent, but learning Shanahan's system mid-season on a short week against a capable Rams front, that's a lot to ask. The wide receiver depth is also thin. Jawan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall both missed time in practice, and Deebo Samuel is gone. That leaves Brandon Ayuk shouldering nearly the entire passing game. That's a tough ask when defenses can roll coverage your way. On defense, the 49ers lost Nick Bosa for the year with a torn ACL, and let's be real, you don't replace Nick Bosa. He's the kind of player that elevates a pass rush from good to elite, and without him, San Francisco has slipped back toward average. Suddenly, quarterbacks have time to throw, and that makes every coverage snap harder. Meanwhile, the Rams have been steady. Matthew Stafford looks comfortable behind an offensive line that's holding up, and while they're in the post-Aaron Donald era after his retirement, this defense has been more than respectable through 4 weeks. Sean McVay also has one of the best short week records in football. He's now 8-1-1 against the spread when playing on 4 or fewer days rest. That's not a fluke, that's preparation. Now let's look at the Split Labs data. Spread bets, 74% of tickets on the Rams, 5.5. But here's the part I always look at, the money. 69% of the dollars are also on the Rams. That's not just casual fans betting their paycheck, that's sharp overlap. Moneyline? Even worse. 89% of bets, 95% of the money on the Rams. If you're thinking upset, the market's telling you you're almost alone on that island. And then the total. This one's fascinating. 92% of bets on the under 46.5. 92%. That's about as lopsided as you'll ever see. Why? Because San Francisco's offense looks broken, and bettors expect this Rams defense to control the game. So let me ask you, if you're betting the 49ers here, what's your argument? You're basically banking on Shanahan pulling magic out of his hat. Maybe the defense keeps it close. Maybe McCaffrey breaks a few big runs. But with Purdy hurt and Bosa gone, that's a scary ticket to hold. Now here's where it gets tricky. If you just follow the public splits, it feels too easy. Rams at home, healthier, better coach on a short week. Boom, done. But betting is never that easy. The models I've seen put the Rams closer to minus 4.5 favorites on a neutral field. That means at negative 5.5, the line might be slightly inflated. In other words, you're paying a tax to back LA. So do we trust the models? Or do we trust the market steam? That's the conversation. Another thing to consider, divisional games are usually tighter than the line suggests. These teams know each other inside and out. Shanahan knows McVay, McVay knows Shanahan. So history says it shouldn't be a blowout. But Recent history also says the Rams have won 3 straight over San Fran. And with this roster mismatch, that streak probably continues. Here's where I land. All right, timeout. Let me put you on game real quick. Split Labs just launched NFL Playbook. And if you're betting props this season, this is your cheat code. It takes everything you're seeing right now, the public splits, the sharp money, and dials it up to 100. You can search any player, filter by position or market, and instantly see how they've stacked up against their opponent. Passing yards, rush attempts, touchdowns, you name it, and even factors in weather and field conditions, so you're not betting blind on a windy 20-mile-per-hour Monday night game. It's literally your full game plan in one place, every matchup, every edge, all in seconds. Hit the link in the description, use code YouTube for 50% off your first month, and stop guessing, start betting smart this NFL season. All right, let's get back to the breakdown and cash these plays. Best bet? Rams minus 5.5. The injuries are just too much for San Fran to overcome, and McVay's short week record is the tiebreaker. I'll pay the extra point of tax because the edge in prep and health is worth it. Secondary lean? Over 46.5. The 49ers defense just isn't the same without Nick Bosa. That pass rush went from elite to average overnight. And against Matthew Stafford and a creative Rams offense, that means points. On the other side, Kyle Shanahan still has Christian McCaffrey and Brandon Ayuk to scheme touches for, and even with quarterback uncertainty, this system can generate chunk plays. Add in the short week factor, tired defenses, blown assignments, and I see this one sneaking over the number. Now, let's take a look into the playbook and see what props we're eyeing tonight. Now, let's open up the playbook and check out some props we're eyeing for Thursday. Starting with Brock Purdy's passing yards line, which is set at 243.5. Our model projects him at just 220.5 yards, giving us a strong under signal with about negative 23 yards of edge against the sportsbook number. Confidence level? Strong under, nearly 10% edge. Now, here's why. The Rams defense has been sneaky tough against the pass. They're top 10 in passing yards allowed, top 10 in points allowed, and 7th in passing touchdowns allowed. Even without Aaron Donald, this secondary in rotation, Cam Curl, Darius Williams, Quentin Lake, has graded out tough in coverage. When you look at Purdy's recent games before the injury, you see the inconsistency. Against the Jaguars, he threw for 309 yards, but it came with 2 picks and a sub 58% completion rate. Against Seattle, more efficient, 277 yards with a 74% completion rate, but still 2 turnovers. On the season, that's 586 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions across 2 games for a quarterback rating under 86. He's shown flashes, but the mistakes have piled up. So while the line is tempting at 243.5, and yes, if San Fran plays from behind, the attempts could be there, the matchup and model both scream risk. The Rams rank 9th in passing yards allowed and 8th in interceptions forced. That's a tough draw for a banged-up quarterback. Our playbook read? Strong under on 243.5 passing yards for Brock Purdy. Last playbook prop, we're jumping over to the run game. And no, we're not eyeing Christian McCaffrey. Everyone in the world is looking at him. Instead, let's zoom in on Brian Robinson Jr., whose rushing line is sitting at 16.5 yards. Our model projection? 19.3 yards. That's about a plus 2.8 yard edge versus the sportsbook number, and flagged as a strong over with nearly 17% confidence. Here's the case. The Rams defense has been tough, but they're still giving up over 23 rushing yards per attempt sample to similar backs in this role. They rank 10th in rushing yards allowed and 10th in points allowed, so it's not a cupcake matchup, but it's also not a brick wall. Matchup grades back that up. Every defensive starter and rotation piece for LA is graded tough, but the number here is so low that Robinson doesn't need volume, just a handful of carries to clear it. 1 well-blocked outside zone, 1 broken tackle, and this number is cooked. Field conditions also matter here. We're indoors at SoFi Stadium, which means no weather risk. No rain, no wind, nothing holding back rushing efficiency. So while the attention is on McCaffrey, the sneaky play is Robinson. Low number, positive model edge, and one of those props that can hit by the second quarter. Our playbook read? Over 16.5 rushing yards for Brian Robinson Jr. And that's going to wrap up our Thursday night football breakdown. We've run through the data, we've checked the playbook, and now it's all about locking in smart bets. If you want the full dashboard, betting splits, sharp money flow, and every single playbook prop projection, head over to splitlabs.net. That's where the real edge lives. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop your picks in the comments. Who do you trust tonight? Rams, Niners, over, under? I'll be responding before kickoff. This is Split Labs. Start betting with data. Winners only. We'll see you on the next breakdown.